look, my take is this, and like, we can put aside the personal stuff and whatever I've read about you in the press and anything from the news or social media, I'll throw that out. I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. But I'd like to talk about this on a systematic level, if that's all right with you.
Sure. You can talk about whatever you want.
Okay. We now have enough global accumulated wealth. There's more than enough money to provide for basic health care and basic income from the majority, if not all, people in the West. It's been seen through the Panama Papers and through many, many other companies that, obviously haven't been hacked, that this is money that exists that we can all have if it's redistributed in a way by paying more taxes to build our infrastructure.
You're not putting one on me right now, are you?
What do you mean by that?
I mean, you're 100% believe what you just said.
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
I do believe that there is money being hoarded and hidden away by...
Well, rich people, look, rich people...
Not rich people, but like the mega rich. Not even like you rich. Like, I mean, like people way above that. Because I know that the 1% is massive, and I think that that's frankly not the issue. I think it's the top 0.1%. The richest people
I'm in the
world.
top 0.0001%.
You are?
Yeah.
But there's still a 0.0000001%.
Yeah, it's like 100 people.
There's always going to be someone.
Yeah, his name is Bill Gates and Warren Buffett. Like, there's only 100 or 200 people like that.
Are you like on the 500? Whatever. My point is, there's always going to be someone richer. You will never be
the
richest person in the world.
Yeah, of course.
And even if you are, what the fuck does it do?
But let's not. I don't even understand what you're trying to say, because you have to just make a concrete point. Like, it's all going over my head. The concrete
point is that there is wealth hoarding going on in this country that is screwing up the entire global economy, and whether you want to admit it or not, you're playing a part in it. Okay,
so I guess what you're trying to say is that it's a bad thing. That you think there shouldn't be rich people, or what exactly? Help me understand what your point is.
I'm not a communist. I'm a democratic socialist. So, look, there's always going to be people with more money. There's always people with less money. But we essentially have to take the highest standards of the wealthy and lower them a bit so that the people at the absolute bottom get basic services, things like healthcare, things like housing, so we don't have veterans of our pointless wars dying on the streets. I see it in LA, man.
Okay, so what do I have to do with what do I have to do with any of that?
Well, the fact is, if you paid more taxes, we could then...
a lot of taxes, dog. I got a 60% tax rate.
Yeah, but I'm sure it's not... You know what? Under Eisenhower, it was 90. So...
That's a good... 90% tax rate's a good idea?
Why? Why not? Why not have a tier...
I would stop working. I would stop investing.
You'd stop. Oh man, be still my heart.
Why would I? Why would I work if 90% of my money is going to the government? That'd be crazy. I'd put my feet up.
Think about it like this: How much? I mean, because I'm not going to ask you how much money you have, but I'm willing to ask you what 10%. Okay, 10% of that is still more than enough for your children, your grandchildren, your great grandchildren.
I don't know about that.
It's at this point you're like kind of climbing a leaderboard, and why? It's like look, when I play like Diablo, or I'm playing like Destiny, or I'm playing any MMO, eventually you get to the top, you get to the level cap, and you're like, well, either I've created a character again or I'm just done.
You're losing me.
Okay, but I'm just trying to I'm speaking more to them.
Who's them? You're talking to me.
Well, no, I'm talking to a lot of people.
You're talking to Martin Shkreli. I'm the other guy in the box here.
Okay. All right, Martin. Here's the thing. At what point is it enough? At what point is it that you... Isn't that
up to the person?
Yes, I know, TMZ. Good one.
Sorry?
Yeah, someone was just...
Can you just pay attention to me?
Well, no. I mean, they're putting shit on. It's a distraction to this.
Okay, just try to focus. You seem like you have some ADHD.
I'm gonna make the box next to your name. Can you expand the box?
How about you just like zone in on me? Just try to like look in my eyes and have a conversation. Ignore all other stimulus. I'm doing it. You can do it.
I believe. Okay, here we go. I'm zoomed in. I was just adjusting this laptop. All right, here we go. Martin, at what point? I mean, you look. You're charismatic. You're funny. You're a smart guy. And you know, and it's not really about intelligence. It's not really about, you know, business. It's more about just basic human ethics. And so, at what point is enough money enough? And
that's up to each individual person to make that decision, don't you think?
It's a very libertarian ideology, but when you have 7 billion people crammed up on this sphere,
well, what if you decided that $50,000 is enough money for you to make and you stopped working? Should that person be any more ridiculed than the person that says it should be 100 million? I mean, like,
I don't know. Where's the guy come from? Did he come back from Afghanistan?
That's not your. My point is, it's not your call. It's up to the person working to determine when they stop working.
Well,
why should you have that? Why should you have that power over anyone?
People in the real world. They have basic. If they get a parking ticket, that could be 2 days of their salary gone. You know,
all I'm telling you is that it's
not the same for you as it is for, you know, a single mom with 3 kids who's trying to get by.
All I'm saying is that you have no relativism, no endowed ability to say you should stop earning. You know, there should be no limit to earning.
Why not? Why not, though? Like, let's get philosophical. Why not?
Okay, so assuming that there is, I would oppose that motion, but right now there is no such legal construct.
Okay, yes. Legally, okay, press aside legally, if whatever you're doing is legal, you're allowed to do it. Of course, you can do that. But at what point do you stop looking at it in terms of money and start looking at it as the impact that it has on the world around you?
Well, look at Bill Gates. I mean, he's taking his money and he's trying to do good things with it. I think most rich people, that's why they accumulate wealth.
Right, but the interesting thing about a lot of what rich people do with their foundations, and this goes back to Carnegie, and this
Jonathan, no offense, but just be careful where you tread here, because I know a few more billionaires than you do.
I'm sure you do, Martin. I'm sure you do.
So you think rich people have some...
A lot of these foundations have a lot of tax incentives for them. And they actually get to essentially choose how their money is distributed in ways that other people don't. Other people, they pay. Yes, God, get rid of that obnoxious thing.
Do you think that Bill Gates really cares about taxes?
He should.
Why?
He should, because he's an American citizen. In the end, he owes it as an American. We are not a, you know, maybe the internet.
You think everything he's doing, he's trying to just do it for a tax break?
No, I genuinely believe that he thinks he's doing the right thing.
Uh-huh.
I do. But at the same time, if he paid a load of taxes, would be money that the government could then use to rebuild this country, which is falling apart.
Man, I'm just trying to understand how you can speak for the poor people when you're literally an actor. You were in 𝗕𝗙𝗏𝗏.
Yeah, you think I made a lot of money from that, dude?
I don't know. I find you to be pretty uninformed.
Okay. Well, okay. We're gonna agree to disagree then. I think probably hit an impasse.
Yeah, no, I mean, I don't think you understand pharma. I don't think you understand wealth.
But I don't think you understand, like, sort of basic humanity skills that kind of go beyond.
I don't know, dude. I pay 60% taxes. If the government can't make it work on that, then I don't know what to tell you. They got to do a little bit better, being a little more efficient.
Mm-hmm. Maybe so. Maybe it's because a lot of the taxes are going to a crony system that essentially keeps a broken two-party.
Maybe. I mean, I wouldn't know anything about that, to be honest with you, but...
Now, maybe you should get informed on how the two-party system has essentially created a crony structure.
Well, I've had virtually every presidential candidate in the last 15 years reach out to me for one-on-one conversations to raise money, so I know a little bit about politics.
Not Bernie. He turned you down.
Well, I don't know if he turned me down or not, but every other presidential candidate who likes to raise lots of money from individuals.
Yeah, but Ted Cruz, like he did, he's a Bible-thumping televangelist.
Everyone but Bernie, basically. Obama, McCain, Hillary twice.
You know, that doesn't surprise me.
Yeah.
The whole thing...
You were a big Bernie fan. We get it. You've even have
the
don't
you think that
you even have the T-shirt. Good for you.
The political process?
Sorry?
Don't you think that the everyday person, somebody who isn't living like you do should have a say in the political process?
I have more. Oh, you mean someone who's not like me?
Yes, correct. You do have more say in the political process.
I don't really care. Look, I'm a pragmatist. The rules are what they are until they change. I mean, look at the realities of it. If you talk to a guy running for the House I supported, as well known, I supported this guy in Maryland. Very young black guy, Democrat in Maryland, who had no chance to become a congressman. And he's a guy who is too young and too black to be in the running.
Sure.
He worked for Obama. I raised him more money than anyone.
I'm sure. But then does he owe
Let me
you?
just finish.
Okay.
So the point is that, Bernie's done a great job of being able to raise $5 from everyone and their uncle and their brother and their dog. But most of the time when I meet with politicians, they're basically just beg for money. And if you say that you can...
I have no doubt. I am sure they do.
And if you say that you can give them $5,000, they just say, how can you get me 10? If you're giving them 50,000, they want to know how you're going to get them 100. And if you can get them 500,000, they want to know how you can get them 1,000,000. And the only thing they spend the money on is, guess what? Take a wild guess. I'm sure you know.
Campaigning?
Ads. Just ads. Ads to win the election.
Yes.
And,
I agree.
That's our system. And Democrats don't turn that money down. Bernie might change.
Democrats are corrupt. Yeah. I don't disagree with you. I'm not a Democrat. I was a Democrat until a few years ago.
I don't think anyone cares what you were or weren't. But my point is that, I'm not the person to... I don't know. I'm one rich guy out of thousands and thousands of rich guys.
Right.
Maybe there's 10,000 people in America richer than me, but
I'm sure
I don't make the rules. I'm
make the rules. But you do have the power to change things for the better.
I don't have the power to change, dude.
You really don't believe that?
No. How am I? Like I said, there's 10,000 people wealthier than me, and the people who are wealthier than me are a lot wealthier than me. Now, there's 300 million people less wealthy than me, which is great. My family is happy for that.
6.9.
Yeah. And it doesn't make me any happier than anyone else. You see, my room is the room of a college kid. The greatest possession of my life is my little cat and fruit roll-up. So it's not like the wealth does much for me.
I don't think that you personally... I think that you are like a product of a system that is corrupt. I don't think that you yourself are a bad human being. You remind me frankly, a lot of normal young people hang out on the internet. They chat on
webcams. It's neither here nor there. At the end of the day, unless you have distinct personal problems with the healthcare, the role that I play in healthcare, which I think is a wonderful role, that we can discuss. But talking politics with you is not, something we're not going to get anywhere. It's not going to be.
We're probably at an impasse.
It's not even an impasse. I can agree with you or disagree with you, but nothing's going to change as a result. We're not going to get edified. We're not going to convince anyone of anything. It's not helpful.
Well, do you think that there is enough money that could pay for basic universal health care, single payer income?
Yeah, sure, I do, but I don't think it'd be the best thing for our country.
Well, it wouldn't be good for you, but
no, it wouldn't make a difference for me. It wouldn't make a difference to me.
You really don't think so?
I sell drugs in Europe. It doesn't make a difference.
Mm-hmm. It's interesting that you're very blatant. You sell drugs.
I'm a pharmaceutical guy, dude. That's what I sell drugs to save lives.
Right. But do you feel like...
What's wrong with that? It's a great job. What do you do for a living?
I write, and I act. It's not bad.
I save dying kids' lives. You're right.
Well, I don't know about that, but...
You don't? You know how many letters like this I have? Thank you, Martin. How many thank you letters from dying kids' moms do you have?
A couple.
Uh-huh.
All right, man. I think it's fun, but I gotta bounce.
Okay, thanks for coming through.
Yeah, good chatting with you. It was good meeting of the minds.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, you have a good one.